Hello everybody, it's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading on January 20th, 2026. I hope everybody's doing well. This beautiful mini original art is by Mary Tognetti and it's entitled Fairy Fox in 2013. I'm going to continue reading Project Lucid by Texe and I'm starting again on page 22. The whirring of computers and the eerie sounds emanating from the ultra-classified cryptographic machines inside the NSA's Puzzle Palace never cease. 24 hours a day, the NSA hums along, its giant computer network correlating, deciphering, and analyzing data and reports from international banks, from 32 directorates of the United Nations, and from the bowels of the secret societies, the Vatican Curia, and various agencies of over 170 nations around the globe. The fount of global evil. This hulking monstrosity is currently the fount of global evil for the New World Order, which somehow euphemistically call the New Civilization. It is responsible for genocidal massacres of hundreds of thousands of people in Rwanda, Burundi, and Angola in Africa, for the brutal ethnic cleansing and killing camps in Bosnia, and for the bloody experimental concentration camp operation run by the NSA stooge Jim Jones of the People's Temple in Guyana, South America. Based on a growing mountain of evidence, I'm also convinced that the National Security Agency, through its subsidiary servant organizations in America, CIA, the FBI, the DOJ, BATF, which I don't know what that is, the IRS, etc., is guilty of horrific murders and barbaric acts of terrorism everywhere on planet Earth, with their so-called, quote-unquote, black budgets. The NSA and its inferior organizations sponsor, create, fund, and manage terror units and groups of all ideological stripes and shades, from left-wing communist to right-wing fascist, from Arab Islamic to Jewish, and from white supremacist to black separatists. This is for educational purposes only. I'm reading a PDF entitled Project Lucid. It is a River Crest Publishing, 2011. Now, this is a rare photo of the National Security Agency NSA complex at Fort Meade, Maryland. And here's Popular Mechanics carried this feature article on America's spy satellite with the end of the Cold War. Oops, I just scrolled a little too far now. Let's see. Okay, but the chief and most strategic mission of the labyrinth known as the National Security Agency is the development and oversight of the construction of the Beast 666 Universal Human Control System. Through its supervision of the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, with its own multi-billion budget, the NSA has been able to create and install a fabulous global system of computers, satellites, telecommunications devices, and surveillance gadgetry. For verification and documentation of the NSA's dangerous, unconstitutional activities and role, please see the appendices at the end of this ebook. Since the 1970s, DARPA has been bursting at the seams with the billions of dollars thrown its way by our profligate, wastrel Congress. Ostensibly, this money went into the research and development of new and advanced, highly sophisticated military weaponry, and in fact, DARPA has spent untold truckloads of cash developing laser death rays, weather weapons, electromagnetic field systems, reconnaissance satellites, etc. DARPA has also been the sugar daddy for the fabled Star Wars mission defense systems development. However, unbeknownst even to our ignorant and deceived U.S. senators and representatives, along with its defense projects, the men who plot behind the massive locked doors of the NSA's Puzzle Palace have also spent as much as $250 billion spread over the past quarter of a century to create systems of human control. Moreover, these systems are so diabolically masterful that only Satan himself could originally have conceived them. Lucifer is in charge. There can be no doubt about it. The real chief executive officer of the NSA is not a human being. The CEO must be Lucifer himself. And though its human inventors insist otherwise, I believe the acronym L.U.C.I.D stands for Lucifer's Universal Criminal Identification System. A short version is Lucifer's ID system. So that would be Lucifer's the letter L, Universal's the letter U, criminal's the letter C, identification, the letter I, system, ID. Note, and beware, the key word, criminal, which is the letter C in Lucid, denotes, in Lucifer's twisted philosophical paradigm and mindset, it is the biblical Christian above others who is the criminal. Along with patriots and other resistors to the New World Order, the biblical Christian is to be called out, persecuted, and neutralized. Ultimately, this identification, tracking, and monitoring of innocent yet despised Christian victims will result in the incarceration and death of untold masses. If, however, you do not fit into the category of a biblical Christian or a patriotic resistor to the New World Order, do not think you will escape the all-seeing eye of Big Brother's Project Lucid. Dr. Anthony Sutton, an expert on advanced and futuristic technology systems, says that Lucid may hone in on certain individuals whom the government feels are undesirables, but everyone will come under its authority and be subject to its high-tech sensors. Sutton, a highly astute researcher who authored America's Secret Establishment and other books unmasking secret societies and exposing the aims of the globalists, is one of the tiny handful of men who have so far exposed the manifest dangers of Lucid. He writes, Big Brother planners have now excelled themselves with totalitarian scheme to hook all of us up to a central computer tracking system with the assumption that we're all criminals and need to be cataloged and tracked. Lucid proposes that the Universal Biometrics Card, now under development by the Department of Defense, be used as a secure, uniform, interactive, and instantaneous tracking system. Tracking of whom, you may ask? Not criminals, but according to its designer's own words, non-criminal justice background checks and alias criminals. That means potentially everybody. We applaud their ingenious use of the English language. What is an alias criminal? Oh, I think we read this already. Oh well, we'll read it again. The acronym Lucid, what words do these cryptic letters represent? Dr. Sutton has taken note of this curious acronym Lucid. What does it mean? The word lucid is notably close to Lucius or Lucifer. Terry Cook, another researcher aware of the plan for Lucid, inquires, so what does Lucid mean? What do the initials stand for? Nobody knows, but Terry Cook has his suspicions, and he has taken note of the Lucid, Lucius, Lucifer connection. The Bible cautions that Satan, or Lucifer, does indeed often come cloaked innocuously and deceptively as an emissary of goodness and righteousness. He and his ministers do not appear as conspiratorial, scheming devils and as wicked men, but angels of light, according to 11 Corinthians 11:14. Thus it is that in every occult system, the priests and theologians emphasize the desire to seek after more light. L.U.C.I.D Trust is formally accredited as a non-deity, and Isis, the great goddess of Egypt. L.U.C.I.D Trust tells inquirers that the name stems from the Latin word for light or light being. Terry Cook points out that the symbol of the Lucid Trust logo are concealed the letters L, U, and X, or lux, which in Latin means light. The overriding goal of the Lucid Trust is a new world order made up of 1,000 points of light. Some claim the founder of Lucid Trust, Theosophist Alice Bailey, coined the term. The New World Order. This New World Order will be presided over by a New Age Christ or Messiah, soon to come, who will govern a united humanity with principles based on occult, magic, and science. Interesting. I cannot say for sure that the designers of Lucid Network, that Dr. Anthony Hilaris and John Paul Croissat are members of the Lucid Trust or any one of the several subsidiary organizations. But we should perhaps note that while the corporation Advanced Technologies Group Inc., which claims authorship over Lucid, is vicariously listed by internet directors as being headquartered in either West Des Moines, Iowa, or Lombard, Illinois. They go on to discuss how they still, other researchers, now this is a PDF, this is like a research paper. Even though he admitted working closely with Dr. Croissat in the development of Lucid software project, Lamb insisted he did not know what the acronym stood for. He did confirm to us that Dr. Croissat worked for Interpol, the international police agency with headquarters in Paris, France. Mr. Lamb also said regarding Lucid that Dr. Croissat was the chief designer, and thus, as he put it, Croissat is father of the child. These men will be found guilty on Judgment Day for unspeakable crimes and treachery against God and man. So I'm going to end here, and I'm ending on page 31. This is Project Lucid, Rivercrest Publishing. This is a 2011 PDF by Texe Mars. Please leave a comment down below if you've read this. Anybody who's interested in the PDF, you can always email me, and I can always send it as an attachment. Signing off for now.